Welcome back to the Heater Dynasty Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Heater, your one-stop shop for all your fantasy football needs. In tonight's video, we are going to be showcasing the Week 5 Thursday Night Football Showdown slate between the Los Angeles Rams and the beat-up San Francisco 49ers. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, this is a lineup builder tool that I created that works for all the different slates for the NFL season. It is available for purchase on my Patreon. It's going to be $15 for a season pass where you can have every single slate for the rest of the season. Or if you want to try it out first, you can get a $5 week pass that'll give you all this week's slates. And if you like it, you'll get a promo code for $5 off the season pass. So basically just paying that $10 difference and getting that full pass. It's also available on Etsy if you prefer that platform. Check it out after watching this video. If it's something you're interested in, please support me. I'd love that. When we're looking at this slate today, I definitely think this has the potential to be a very interesting Thursday Night Football matchup. There are so many injuries on the 49ers side. So we've already seen that Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, and Juwan Jennings all got ruled out earlier tonight. This is Wednesday night that I'm recording. And we already knew George Kittle was out. He's on IR for a couple more weeks. So they're going to be very short-staffed. So the easy money is saying that the 49ers are going to get rolled by the Rams. However, when we're playing a showdown slate, it's all about creating a narrative and sticking with it. So, if you are ballsy, it might be a great game to leverage this and come up with a game script where you think that the 49ers scrape out a win over the Rams. And we know the NFL is a league of opposites. So we just saw the Packers get beat by the hapless Browns a couple weeks ago. And so anything can happen any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Thursday night. But is that likely to happen? No. I think the Rams are going to win this one pretty easily. However, there is definitely a lot of leverage there if you wanted to play that game script. So we're looking at this game. It's a 45.5 point over-under, and I believe the spread is about minus 7.5. It might be minus 8.5 at this point. But let's just kind of look through it. Let's see where the value plays are. I do think a lot of people are going to be playing Rams on slots, so a lot of 5-1 builds, maybe some 4-2 builds in favor of the Rams. So maybe you can get contrarian by just playing a 49er captain, since I think that it's going to be a pretty condensed target share. You're going to, or if you're really crazy, maybe doing a 4-2 build with the 49ers. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's kind of look through the slate first, and then we'll talk good captain options, some good flex players, maybe build a couple lineups together. All right, so looking through this, we can sort this sheet by a number of different factors. I just kind of want to start by captain projection. So we're going to sort this sheet. So according to projection alone, the top captains are going to be Puka, no surprise, since he's averaging in the captain position, he's averaging 44.43 points per game, or more like 29.62 points per game. But, I mean, that's not too shabby. He's definitely the top scorer in the league right now. So he's an obvious captain choice. But he's also the most expensive person on the slate for a good reason. The second one would be Christian McCaffrey for the same reason. It's going to be a huge target share. He's got a large average points per game. He's averaging, 24 points per game right now. So those two are your obvious choices. I don't think Stafford's a bad choice either. If you were to put Stafford in there and then double stack him with Puka and Devontae, I think that's going to be a very popular build. If you wanted a contrarian piece, you could go with Mac Jones. I think captain ownership is only at 0.8%, so that's definitely a contrarian build, but it's definitely a way you could get different. If you wanted to do a 2-4 build with Mac Jones, maybe Christian McCaffrey in the slot, in the flex, and then bring it back with 4 Rams players, that's definitely a possibility. Basically, I think there's going to be a lot of duplicate lineups in this game, so you're going to have to get a little crazy off the board. I think the places that you're going to have to look and you can have possible leverage over people is making sure you know what the depth chart is going to look like for the 49ers. Since most of their top receivers are out. So honestly, let's do that. Let's pull that up right now. One place I like to go is Our Lads. I think this does a really good job of keeping track of the team's lineups. It's always the most up-to-date. Sorry, we got ads here. There we go. Okay. So as we can see, Ricky Pearsall's out. Jawan Jennings out. Brock Purdy's out. So Kendrick Bourne is going to be... so Demarcus Robinson, Kendrick Bourne, and Sky Moore are what they're predicting here. I kind of think you're going to see... So Kendrick Bourne, Demarcus Robinson, Marcus Valdes-Scantling. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them. And then honestly, some interesting ones would be like Kyle Juszczyk. We've seen them play him outside before. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a good game. Jake Tongas just had a pretty decent game this last week. So those are the names that I would be really focusing in on. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey. Brian Robinson, I think they're going to give him... you might see more of him too. Like it's going to have to be a scrappy week. So if we come back here, we look at those players. Kendrick Bourne, he's the most expensive, and he has a value of 2.26. So Demarcus Robinson has the potential to be good, since we saw him as their top slot choice. Yeah, so I think as long as you are kind of sprinkling these players in, that's where you're going to see some real leverage and some real value. I wouldn't go really any lower than, for 49ers, I don't think I would go lower than Marquez Valdes-Scantling, personally. I think for the Rams, you could go to Davis Allen because he gets some good red zone looks. I think he's got 2 touchdowns on the season, and I think he's on 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns. So it's mostly in the red zone you see Davis Allen. Jerry Windington is a possible one if you really need to. I just don't think you're going to need to get down here past those guys. Everything beyond that, yeah, I don't know. I think it's an ugly field. I think it's going to be a very condensed one. So I think you're going to have to really just be a little strategic with how you make your lineups. So when we're looking at this, let's just try to build a little bit, see what we can come up with. So let's do an obvious choice. Let's start with Puka Nacua as captain. In the flex, we'll put Matthew Stafford right away. And let's do a 4-2 build right away. So Christian McCaffrey, if I can spell, boom. And then let's see what other 49er. So don't forget about your kickers and your defenses. I think that's on an ugly slate like this. I think that's a solid choice. So for maybe we throw in the 49ers kicker here. Who we got? Eddie Pinheiro. All right. Puka. Let's throw in Kyren Williams. Okay, so, I mean, like I said, it's a condensed one, so the top ones are going to be expensive. Okay, let's throw in Davis Allen. Let's do it. Get some salary savings. And we got 4,600. Can I throw in a defense? Rams defense. There we go. So there's a potential. And I need to change this. I'll show you how to do it right here on the fly. Because this is still formatted for classic. I don't want it to be classic. I want it to be set up for a showdown. So I think for showdown, so for green, I would say anything between 125 and 185 is a good showdown lineup. Say 1 through 124. And then anything greater than 185. Let's see if that changes it. Perfect. So then, good. So now we're in green. So that's telling me that that is a solid lineup roster percentage. Anything from 125% to 185% is what I've tracked to be most consistent with all the winning lineups for tournaments. And that has helped me kind of build more successfully. I'm going to take that. I'm just going to put those down here real quick just so we can build a couple others. Awesome. So that's one setup. Let's try one. Let's try an opposite. Let's try a 2-4. So we're going to go Christian McCaffrey. And then let's put Mac Jones in there. We're still going to put Puka in there. I think Puka is going to be locked in at this point for me. Let's do Matthew Stafford. We're going to have like no cash after that. So I got to be... Oh, I can't. I'm not going to be able to pull all that off. Okay, so let's get off of that. Let's go Jake Tongas. Stafford. We're going to go Rams defense. And Davis Allen. So, that's a potential as well. As you can tell, it's going to be kind of hard to build, honestly, because the players that you want are expensive. So maybe we get off that. Maybe we do a weird one. Let's say... What captain could we go with? So we could, let's try one with Kyren Williams. Let's say this is like a ground and pound kind of game where they're, the Rams get out to an early lead and they just hold the lead. So it's Kyren Williams is the Rams. Maybe we don't put Stafford in there. You just put Puka. Because then the idea would be that Mac Jones is having to play catch up. Christian McCaffrey. Oh, that's not. All right, so too many people there. Oh, shoot. Like I said, it's going to be hard. So, maybe Mac Jones, maybe, heaven forbid, I don't even want to say it. I'm not going to say anything about injuries to Christian McCaffrey. Too many have happened. But maybe he's just not in the ideal lineup, so we put someone like one of the pass catchers. Let's go Kendrick Bourne, just to save a little bit. Now we got 6,100 to work with. So another Rams person that we'd be interested in. Sorry, I'm just building for the very first time, so I got to get myself familiar. Okay, let's go with their kicker. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so Joshua Carty. And Joshua Carty. So, a low-scoring game. We got a kicker in there. We got the Rams defense. So it's a little bit lower projection. Once again, I'm not worried about projections as much in this. You're trying to create more of a storyline. Don't get bogged down on the numbers too much. But that's a potential. All right, let's get ballsy. Let's do a 49ers 4-2 lineup. So we'll start with Christian McCaffrey up top. I think this is where you'll see that there's savings. So then let's say we got Puka Nacua and Kyren Williams. Let's do that. Let's do Mac Jones. And then we're going to get some cheapies. So then, in this situation, maybe we do 49ers. No, that's too much. Okay, so you're not going to be able to do Puka and Kyron. You're going to have to do Puka and... Oh, maybe we'll go Josh Riccardi there. Let's go 49ers defense. And one pass catcher. Who do we want to go with? I'm thinking, can we fit Demarcus Robinson in there? Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go Kyle Juszczyk. This seems like a very good Kyle Juszczyk kind of slate. How do I spell that guy's name? He always gets me. Z-C-Z-Y-K. Got it. Okay. Z-C-Z-Y-K. Oh, and there's an S first. There we go. I'm not going to lie. That is an ugly lineup, but I kind of like it. But I don't know. I hope that can give you a couple ideas just how to get started. I think this is one where you get a little off the wall, a little crazy. If you really wanted to go like a kicker lineup or something, maybe that works in this case. So maybe do a Josh Riccardi. Save some cash that way. Christian McCaffrey. Puka Nacua. This is like if you wanted to get both quarterbacks in there. Oh, you still can't get both quarterbacks in there. That's crazy. Like I said, it's a very condensed slate. We haven't even talked about Devontae Adams. Yeah, you're going to have to kind of pick and choose between one or the other when it comes to Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua, I'm afraid. Otherwise, you can get some weird lineups, just some very uncomfortable lineups. So if you wanted to dumpster dive twice, you can do something like this maybe. All right, and then at 63, you see how there's just kind of a dead zone where there's nobody really there that you're interested in. I mean, if you wanted to go like both kickers or something, maybe Eddie, Pinheiro, maybe something like that, and then get off at Davis Allen, maybe go up to Marcus Robinson. Oh, just too much. Anyway, just some ideas for you. I'll probably tweet out some ideas later if I come up with some good ones, or put it on TikTok as well. But anyway, hopefully this is helpful to you. Like I said, check it out. I will definitely be putting out a main slate video as well, probably on Saturday. But keep a lookout. I'm going to be placing articles on my website, heaterdynasty.com, and would love some input from you all. So good luck this weekend, and I'll catch you later.